Hello, delicious divine feminines. Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. I am in the mood to do a very sweet and precious divine feminine reading. That's why we have Mama here. Yeah, I'm just in the mood, so let's do it. Okay. Been getting feedback that you guys are enjoying me shuffling on camera or pulling cards live. So that's what we're going to continue to do until it tells us otherwise. All right. Let's see where we go today. What do we need to know for... Oh, I didn't say my little thing that I always say. I usually say this to myself, not on camera, but I always ask God to surround this session with golden loving light and allow only messages of the highest and best good to come through for the highest and best good of self and the planet. Okay, Divine Feminine. We got a bunch. Let's see. Nope, you know what? I'm not going to take those. But I am going to take this one. True nature. I know the eternal. Change me, divine beloved, into one who knows the true nature of our souls. Awaken me to the knowledge of the eternal. Let me know my true self as consciousness. Another piece of the feminine that I'm also working on in my life is to actually take up space, to go at our own pace. And I know for those of you who've been here for a while, you've heard me say that a million times. But it is, to put it into practice is a whole nother thing. You know, this world around us moves incredibly fast, and the feminine energy perceives incredibly deeply. And in order to do that, in order to get this like full flavor of experience, we need to slow down so that we can receive more. I'm reminded of the, it's like when you put a tea bag in hot water, right? If you just dunk it in and dunk it out, you're not getting the true flavor of a full steep session, right? So I invite you, delicious divine feminines, to see where you can incorporate a deeper steep. It sounds so silly, but a deep steep. I like it. It's just easy and it's cracking me up. All right. Anything else for divine feminines? What else? All right. We have, I laugh because you guys who know me know I talk about this every reading. Discernment. Trusting your plan. Grant me discernment and detachment when they're needed most. May I honor my feelings deeply, then fully let go, trusting your plan. You know, some of the hardest moments are when we're actually at the crossroads where we're being asked to surrender our will to divine will. That's no easy task, especially if we have a bit of, I stop myself from talking because I think if you are a feminine, predominantly feminine on this planet, there has been more times than not then you have felt unsafe, right? We've all experienced those moments where safety has been sparse. And so we've been so diligent at learning how to create our own safety within this chaos. We have burdens. I accept your help. Change me, divine beloved, into one who gratefully receives all help you send. Let me release the useless idea that I must carry the burden alone. Let me trust that you send the right assistance at the right time. May I feel worthy to accept it and receive. Whew, okay. Receptivity, divine feminine energy. We are always working with this receptivity, and we are working with the blocks to this receptivity. What's blocking our ability to receive what's being given, especially if what's being given is sacred and beautiful and is part of our deepest desire. What is standing in the way? What is that block? It's funny because in the unconscious, I wasn't even going to read this, but here we are. In the unconscious, we have adventure. I will ride the tide. It says, change me, divine beloved, into one who rides the tide happily, trusting where I am being led, even when everything doesn't make sense yet. This, you've heard me say this a million times before. This is that honoring that human chaos is divine order. Let's give that some space to breathe a little bit. Human chaos is divine order. Our job is to identify swiftly when there is chaos, that this is actually symbolizing divine safety. I understand how crazy that sounds, how swimming against the current that feels to understand and embody that. But it is true. It is absolutely true. But it takes work, right? It takes effort, because oftentimes than not, the chaos that we're being presented with is not easy. It could be painful. It could be riddled with grief and strife and trials and tribulations, and it could be cyclical, happening over and over and over again. That is, if you catch yourself, if you can slow down enough to catch what is happening, to access this loving awareness of what's actually taking place and unfurling in front of you, to discern and to choose, to wield your free will, to wield your consciousness in a way that chooses, that selects intentionally how you're going to perceive what is happening around you. I just got full body chills of when I said that. To select how you will receive this mind, body, spirit is the name of the game. This is what we are here to practice doing. I think it was yesterday that I shared this beautiful thought, or this beautiful, not thought, something I had heard. It was that the universe is a neutral prop, and that we are responsible for assigning meaning. Meaning whatever meaning arrives is at our own hand. It is the product of our own free will. We chose this meaning. And let's just honor the truth that many of you are probably feeling, that this is really difficult when something horrible happens. And I honor all of the pain and all of the trauma of these horrendous experiences. And I call us collectively to higher interpretation, to the highest and best possible interpretation of something. And I know some of you who are deeply in that wounding will feel fear to select something that is so bright and shiny when you are in the deepest, darkest depths. Because that fear is of, if I choose this, if I choose to see the rose-colored situation, am I enabling pain? Am I enabling these terrible things to continue? That is really dense. And if you've been on this path long enough and sifting through your own pain and trauma and taking accountability and responsibility for what's on your side of the street, you will confront this point at some stage of the journey. You will confront, am I taking this journey and choosing these things? And these are very difficult, dense questions. And so we have to honor the pain, honor what you've been through, and always and call yourself to higher sovereignty. Call yourself to follow that beautiful sacred thread back to self, back to the self that made a choice, that maybe made a choice that wasn't fully in alignment, that maybe made a choice that wasn't a full embodied hell yes in the mind, body, spirit. that took you on a journey and allowed you to end up in a particular place in time that is no longer in alignment. Remembering that you have constant free will to make a new choice at every juncture. The choices you've made in the past have no bearing on the choices you have in this moment, in the present moment. So again, the practice is loving self enough to take up enough space to go at your own pace so that you can access wise, aligned discernment. This discernment will not look like anyone else's. Trust in your plan. Trust in the divine plan. Do not compare self. Do not shame parts of self or parts of other for getting to this place. Honor that you have all of the power you will ever have and you will ever need in this present moment to wield your free will to make a new choice for self. Okay, let's see what else. Anything else for divine feminines? Whew. You know, it's so funny. Every time I set out with the intention to do a very light and fluffy, sweet, precious reading, it never fails that density shows up. So I should just stop saying it at this point. Okay, anything else? Yes, we have Trust in Reverse and the Mystery. I feel like we got these just recently. These are my mermaid cards. I love them. All right. Wait, let me get one more before I go on my full rant. Anything else? Okay. Yes. Acceptance. Beautiful. Delicious divine feminines. You thrive in your natural state in the mystery. This is where feminine energy thrives. Because of our oneness nature, because of our interconnectedness with all of existence, as above, so below, as within, so without. Because of this completely infinite connection, the mystery is our home. The mystery is where we came from and where we will return to. You are being called to access this deeper trust. You are being called to surrender to the mystery. And if you feel fear in your body mind when I say this, honor this fear, allow it to vibrate through your system, access emotional release, access your, your beautiful tools to vibrate the vagus nerve. Bring this energy into real space and time. Bring this energy into matter. Bring the fear alive into matter so that you can clean it up, so that you can vibrate it out of your system. Because your system in its natural state, again, is at home in the mystery. I'm going to shift my language now instead of surrendering to the mystery, because many people hear the word surrender and feel defeat. When really, intentional conscious surrender is wielding your free will, wielding your sovereignty to make an aligned choice. I choose to surrender. This means I accept this moment fully. I accept this moment fully into my body, mind, spirit, and I surrender to the present moment. I am open to the gifts that the present moment have to receive. I honor that this can feel, the word surrender can initiate this sort of like defeat shame cycle. Let's change the languaging. It's just a word, right? We are the ones. The universe is a neutral prop. Words are neutral until we assign meaning. So let's change the word, or let's change the meaning. What if I say, and before I say this, take note, listen, feel for your body's response, your energetic response to when I say this. Okay, so the first phrase was surrender to the mystery. The next phrase, pay attention to your body. Make love to the mystery. What happened? What happened in your body? What do you feel when I say make love to the mystery? Does that shift anything for you? Pay attention, feel into where it shifted and what you're shifting in your thoughts or your energy field. Write it down. Write that down. You could even journal about this. Here's a prompt. What does making love to the mystery mean to me? How would it feel to make love to the mystery? What are the emotions and embodied feelings coming up for me in this moment? It is the acceptance of this love making with the mystery is the thing that will gain us access to the quantum field, right? I didn't name my channel Quantum Heart Awakening for no reason. By the way, the name of this channel actually came out in a spread I did. I did a specific spread to name this channel. And I don't use this name anywhere else other than to do this work, to dial into the quantum field and allow my heart to be informed by that information, by this oneness frequency, by this unity consciousness. Okay, wow. Woo! All right, what else? Anything else for these delicious divine feminines? All right, we have grounded in the reverse. We have many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity, and courage. I'm going to read it again. Many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity for self and other, and courage. Beautiful message, and it came out in the reverse. As divine feminines, no, let me just take a step back. As divine creatures on this planet, because this isn't solely feminine qualities, but we feel everything. We have the ability to feel everything. And again, this isn't a feminine thing. This is a feminine and masculine human. If you have a body on this planet, we can sense things from different places. In order to make sense of all of it, we have to be grounded. This message continues to come up over and over and over again throughout the 4 or however many months I've been on YouTube. How can you get grounded? What is your favorite flavor of grounding? What is that thing, that person, place, or thing or practice that you do that calls your spirit back instantly? I'm going to give you homework to make a grounding list. Anytime you discover something that works for you, write it down. Get like a document, get a journal, get something. And this list is only going to be things that help you ground. Because more often than not, when you are in desperate need of grounding, usually our faculties are not all there, and it would be so much easier for you to just remember to read the list than it would for you to try to remember all of these beautiful techniques that work for you. Remember, this being human thing is an experiment. We are experimenting with our body, mind, soul. We are learning about self, and everybody's lesson is going to be different. What works for someone, it might not work for someone else. You are the sovereign, how can I say it? You are the sovereign steward of this bit of the universe. You are a plot of land in the quantum field of the quantum earth. You are the grand steward of this plot of self. You are responsible for this plot of self. No one else. No one else will know your terrain like you do. No one else will know your nooks and crannies and the way you respond to different environments like you do. It is up to you, no one else. Whew, okay, let's get some goddess cards. Anything else for divine feminines? I already know what card that is because of its Lisa Frank nature. I don't know if it's on camera. Yes, it is. You know which card I'm talking about. Okay, we have a ton of cards coming out. Let's see. We have giving and receiving, celestial alignment, resistance. Sorry, I'm just trying to put them in a way I could lay them out on camera. We have manifestation. We have surrender. Ha ha ha. Interesting that came out. We have, bear with me. We have fearless love and intuition. Oh, feminines, your greatest, no, let me not label this for you, but one of the feminine's greatest skills is this unconditional, fearless love. Think mama bear energy. When something is standing in between a mama bear and her cubs, there is nothing that will stop her. She will go to incredible lengths to protect what she loves. What a profound message here. I just got full body chills. Hold on. There's a separate message. Hold on. There is this opportunity, feminines, delicious creatures that you are. There's an opportunity to give and receive with the divine. There's always an open door, or even more so, a revolving door when you are in this celestial alignment, when you are in this kind of profound surrender. It is this place that when you vibrate this fearless love in alignment with your intuition, that you are actually able to manifest whatever you need in this moment. Honor if there's any places of resistance. When I just say the word resistance, what shows up in your field? What shows up in your body? Do you feel any contractions anywhere? Track it. This is what we're doing. We're also becoming these like diligent hunters of this energy, right? We are diligent hunters of this awareness, and we are just learning to kind of sweetly stalk our prey within self, right? The prey being this energy, the process of becoming this incredible hunter of this internal landscape. I can't stop staring at all of these mountains, all these hills and valleys here. It's like we have to be, as a diligent hunter, you have to know the landscape. You have to understand how to hunt in different weather patterns. There's so many factors to learn how to navigate these various situations. This is what we're doing on the path of enlightenment and illumination. We're learning the terrain of the internal self, of our interior world. Let's get some inner child cards. All right, what are the divine feminines working with? What would support them in hearing in this moment? What do they need to know for the highest and best good of self and the planet? I need to stand up. Okay. Okay, we have a few cards. We have breathe in, practice breath work today, and become aware, listen to the wisdom of the body. I mean, did I not just say this? And we have do what you need to do. It may be difficult, but now is the time. This goes back to this resistance. What are you resisting in your life? Are you resisting a change? Are you resisting letting go of a person, place, or thing? Are you resisting letting go of a relationship, of a job, of a kind of salty remark someone said toward you, a limiting belief, a fear? What is in the way, or what is igniting this resistance? Can you take care of it? Yes is the answer, but will you take care of it? In the unconscious, we have there is hope ahead. Have courage and take heart, for there is hope. It's okay not to have hope. Let's just put it out there. I'm not going to be one of these light and fluffy people that shove positivity down your throat. I myself, the other day, I had one day filled with such hopelessness and despair. It came out of nowhere. Nothing initiated it. I mean, let me say this, nothing I could perceive initiated it, but I had a full day of hopelessness, and I had never felt that before. It was filled with this feeling of, what's the point? Like, what's the point of all this? What's the point? I was having a whole existential inquiry moment, and it was a rough day. So let's honor that hopelessness is real. Let's honor it and give it space to breathe, because something needs to work itself out. And sometimes hopelessness is just pure exhaustion and burnout. So let us honor when we have these dense moments. Instead of getting sucked into the narrative of what's going on, let us perceive it as a symbol, or as a warning. I don't like that word either. I'm a little bit of a wordsmith, and I can't stand not using the exact perfect word. It's like an artist choosing the right perfect color. That's how I feel about words. And when I can't think of it, I get super frustrated. So bear with me. Let us honor that when we have this hopelessness, despair, or I don't know what other, fill in the blank. Feel free to insert or share in the comments if you feel, if you want to share. What are those dense things that arise once in a while? Can we honor them as a passing breeze? When we have snow or sleet or rain, we don't look outside and say, okay, how do we change this, right? We don't spend all of our precious life force in trying to change the weather. We just adjust around it. We just maybe get our raincoats out and our umbrellas and all the other things that we need to continue forward. So I want to honor that. It's okay to allow these dense energies to be there. And let's just be honest, sometimes we don't have a choice, right? You can let them be there. You can fight against them being there, or you can just create space for them to be there and say, it's okay. I am with you as you feel this. Let us enjoy the heaviness of this moment, because this too symbolizes that we are here, that we are alive, that we actually get to feel something. Okay, where do we want to go next? Boop. I love this little New Orleans deck I have. All right, what do we need? Anything else for Divine Feminines? We're coming to a close. What else would you like to share? Oops, we have step back in. Hold on, let me look at all these. Interesting. We have body balance in the unconscious in reverse. Okay. All right, there's so much going on. Hold on a gosh darn second. Okay, we have keep going. We have intuition in reverse, or Nyape, and we have step back in reverse. Okay. All right. I don't know if you guys remember in another, I think it was also a Divine Feminine reading, where we had this message that was feminine energy was being called to step back, to take a step forward, and yet it's in the reverse. So where basically you're being called to dial into a deeper layer of your intuition, something that you have created, a story or a perception, has told you to take a step back, essentially, has told you it is not time yet. But there's something out of alignment in that. So I'm going to invite you to head back to the drawing board, keep going, return back where you came from, retrace your steps, and try to find where you made a decision or chose to take a certain pathway that was not fully in alignment with self. Maybe it was in alignment with someone else's intention or desire, but you're being called to bring your awareness back to self and honor. You know, it's the funniest way or not the funniest way, but a way I could say it is you're being called to reshuffle the deck. We're using Oracle language now, right? You're being called to reshuffle the deck of your intuition because something you pulled was not quite right. So head back to the drawing board and reevaluate where in your body, mind, spirit, in your life, in your job, in your relationships, in your family, in your daily routines, in your health, wellness, money management. Feel into where you took a step forward in the wrong direction, or where you're being held back and called to take a step forward. It's time. It's time now. Okay, and then we also have body balance in the unconscious. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go too deep. I caught myself going really deep on this. Okay, so basically what this is saying is we are, okay. My brain is going in a million directions. We are quite literally embodied quantum energy. How is it possible that we are embodied? It's because we have a body, right? We have this container, this vessel, and we get to vessel a piece of the quantum field, a piece of the grid of unconditional love and infinite oneness, right? So when this energy comes into our vessel, for this energy to animate in self, to animate in the world, we have to caretake and maintain the vessel. So where are you with your relationship with your body maintenance? This could be internal, external. This could be hydration. This could be nutrition. This could be movement, flexibility, vision stuff, dental, oral. I'm just like listing these things. Very specific message here about those of you with any sort of feet problems. Remember, our feet are what grounds us. It's what grounds the vessel. So it might be time to, if you've wanted to go to the foot doctor for a really long time, maybe it's time to actually pull the trigger and go. Okay. Interesting messages. Let's get a divine feminine Buddha wisdom before we close. Perfect. It says, your divine nature is the beauty of all beauty. And then for just some kicks, we have a self-care card. Go read, apparently. All right. Thank you for being with me. I will see you in the next one.